Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. I was, kind of not sure what kind of video to do for today. And then I, thought it over. I'm going to talk about the music I was listening to last night. And I listened to probably at least between 4 to 5 hours of music last night. And I loved it all. So let's start with a band called the Beatles. I recently got the US albums. And a couple other things. I just recently had a chat on another YouTube channel about Paul McCartney's and Wings' Red Rose Speedway and Wildlife with Tom Curlis. So the video should be here if you haven't checked it out. Curlis Mania is his YouTube channel. And if you're a fan of Paul McCartney, I'm sure you'll enjoy our chat. And also, I want to thank the viewers that were telling me about this box set and the plastic sleeves for the CDs. I guess there's some kind of film on them and kind of in time can wreck the CD. So I did exchange them with better plastic sleeves. And I have listened to probably about 50% of this or 60%. I'll just give you my initial thoughts. The very first album I played, even though in the other video I said I had heard it in the past, I hadn't heard it from, start to finish. Just, I kind of sampled it on YouTube at some point, and it's the Beatles Story. Now, one minor complaint I have about this in the box set is because this was originally 2 vinyl records. I kind of think they should have kept it with 2 CDs, just to be a little more authentic. But anyway, I listened to this, unfortunately, all the way through, and it was pretty bad. The voiceover was really over the top. And almost, this is marketed to mostly teenagers, right, or younger people. But the way the voiceover was, it was almost more towards an adult that would be listening. And it just went over the top with everything, really. There were interesting snippets of Beatles songs, which are always great to hear, and even some live cuts, but, not too long, of course. And then interviews with John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And it would be really annoying, too, because for the stereo, the voice would be over here and then over here, and it was just kind of annoying. So, but it was interesting to hear. And, it is history, at least in Canada and the United States. And I also played Meet the Beatles. At some point, I'm going to rank all of these. And this was such a fun listen. And I just listened. There's the mono on these and the stereo. For now, I'm just listening to the stereo mixes. And even though, for the most part on these albums, it's the bad stereo with the vocals just in one headphone, it sounded, I wasn't bothered with it. Maybe because I'm so used to listening to the mono recently, the Beatles mono box set, that it was nice to hear it in stereo, even though, it's not perfect stereo. But just having the vocals in the one ear it sounded really good. It's the Beatles. So I enjoyed this, much more than that. I played the Beatles' second album, which I don't think is as strong as Meet the Beatles, but still really good, of course. I haven't played something new yet, or the early Beatles. I played this, and of course this includes instrumentals from the soundtrack, and it's a nice listen. I enjoy the instrumentals on this, so it's just, you know, it's kind of cool to have two different versions of A Hard Day's Night. I play Beatles 65, which I really enjoyed. I haven't played Beatles 6 yet. And once again, the Beatles help. This, of course, includes the instrumentals from the movie. And I remember it very well from the 60s. So, and I love the instrumentals. So, enjoyed that. My favorite, I love this because once again, it's memories from the 60s for me. And, you know, this is how I grew up, listening to albums like this. I don't know if I'll ever play this because the only thing different with it is it's missing 3 John Lennon songs. But probably at some point I will listen to it. I have not played Hey Jude yet. But my favorite, it's the one time, at least the one time the US market got it right with Rubber Soul. I know some of you disagree and think the UK version is the way to go. Plus it has more songs and opens with Drive My Car. But you just have to understand, older people like me that grew up in Canada and the States, this was our Rubber Soul. And our Rubber Soul started with I've Just Seen a Face. And it included It's Only Love. It's Only Love wasn't on Help. It was on Rubber Soul, where it belongs. At least to me. And, you know, it's got the fake start to I'm Looking Through You, which isn't on the UK version. I mean, the UK version is excellent, of course. But I'm just saying, there's great memories having this in my collection again. And I just unboxed this the other day, Nektar. I say Nectar, and it's Nektar. Nektar. A Tab in the Ocean. This was, just on the first listen, so impressive. Connection is a big word for me with music. I connected with it right away. This band, if you are a fan of progressive rock and you have not heard Nektar, you need to. And almost any album to start. One of their early albums. Remember the Future. This was the first one I ever heard. And then another one of my favorites is Down to Earth. This I played again. This is their debut album, Journey to the Center of the Eye. And it's kind of Nektar is kind of Pink Floyd-ish, but heavier. They can get really heavy. Just some awesome guitar work, but very melodic too. The vocals are good, and just a band you need to check out. And Recycled, I love. Remember the Future and that, so highly recommended. And I haven't listened to the bonus material on this yet. Yeah, I've only listened to the 2025 remix, which sounds amazing. And then there's 2 live discs, part 1 and part 2, in Germany, 1973, which I still need to check out. I listened to all of this for the very first time, the band, The Last Waltz. This is so friggin' good. I would say, just on the first listen, I enjoyed disc 1 more than disc 2, but just so many great songs and you know, performers on this. And Robbie Robertson, I finally realized what a great lead guitarist he is. Some great solos on this, and of course great vocals too. So it was nice to finally have this in my collection. And last, but certainly not least, I've always wanted to get these albums, but when I got these, and I got these used, you know, I was very happy to get them. But just being honest, I wasn't like all excited to hear them, you know, even though Sean Lennon's Asterisms from a couple of years ago is just so good. Highly recommended. Jazz, rock, great guitar work, just very, very cool. But like I said, when I got these, I was happy, but I wasn't in a rush to hear them. And so there's Friendly Fire and Into the Sun. And so I wanted to play his first album first, and I was thinking, without, you know, even looking into it more, I was thinking that this was his first album. So I played this, even though it's not. Into the Sun is his first album. So I played this, connected with it right away, love it. So, I knew it would be at least good, but I was just so impressed with the music, Sean's vocals, the songs, of course, which, you know, I've only listened to this once, so I can't say which songs I love the most or anything, but I enjoyed every single song. I was just so impressed with this. And then last night, I finally played his debut album. And I was thinking, okay, that album's great. This is his first one, so it might be a little more, maybe even like a demo feeling to it, or not fully produced, or as great sounding as this one is. It was the very same. It was just excellent. Blown away. I would highly recommend, if you've never heard Sean's music, listen to Mystery Juice all the way through. And then come back and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. But almost any song. So I love Sean Lennon's solo work. And I'm hoping he has something new coming out for 2026. Of course, he's great in the Claypool Lennon Delirium. That's it. Have a great day. Bye.